Global War 36 enthusiast here with operation A View to a Kill, AVtaK, turn 18.2 CCP and 18.3 USSR. I have laryngitis, and so I apologize for my scratchy voice. It is January 1945. We can skip the CCP's turn because they have no units on the board and possess no land zones. We will start 18.3 USSR. USSR only is going to take 3 tech rolls because I am going to be strategic rail moving the major factory in Orel-Kursk. So, and I've got my PBE teed up. It's not going to affect my purchases. So I am going to do my PBE at the end of the turn. But I'm going to announce, just so that everything's on the up and up, that it'll be for radar, long-range aircraft, and improved logistics. Purchases. I have 58 IPP to spend, which I calculated is 1/3 of what the Allies made last turn. They made 166. I made 58. So 1/3 of the Allies' income. The Allies are making more than Germany plus Japan plus Italy plus the Soviets. So time is on their side. I'm losing hope, guys. But Panzer J always teases me that I'm a woe is me player, and I got to own it. So fair enough. Okay, purchases. 4 militia for 8. Sorry. 4 militia, not 5. 4 militia for 8. Upgrade 1 militia to an infantry for 2. That's 10. 3 infantry for 9. That's 19. 1 airborne infantry for 3. That's 22. 2 T-34s for 10. That's 32. 2 Katushka rocket artillery for 10. That's 42. 1 anti-aircraft artillery for 4. That's 46. Okay, then I'm going to buy 2 normal rail for 2 each, so that's 4. That gets me up to 50. 1 mountainous rail, that's 54. And I'm going to, you can see I made a change. I got infantry, added an infantry, and took away a militia. Sorry, I don't save any. I'm at 58 exactly. Okay, combat movement. Everything's just walk-ons. There's no actual dice rolling this round. I think I've got everything within view here. So let's just talk about my situation. I am under stress. Up north, my victory point in Helsinki is dramatically threatened by the Scandinavians up there. Americans have a factory, so they can build from there. I imagine heavy armor is coming my way. It's just bad news. So it's a race up there for me to just try to hold on to that point. The factory or the fortification that I'm going to start is going to be Helsinki, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on to that up there. I still have the big German force that has moved to Podlachia, 18 units there. The Germans railed 4 Tigers to East Poland. I totally get advanced mechanized in the Panzer Grenadiers, but the only purpose of tank armor in East Germany is blitzing, and to blitz you need to be adjacent to enemy territory, which is going to happen. I have to take West Poland and Donelaski, because otherwise he can just go 1-2 into Warsaw there. He can just, from East Germany, if I don't take these 2 territories, then he goes in. So the railing of the 4 Tigers was very aggressive, signifying that it's making me nervous that the Germans and Russians are going to trade even more IPP. And, down south, you got to beware about Silk's recaps because I don't believe them to be completely forthcoming. He babbles on about 8 victory points, but it was a trap. It was a sucker pitch to me. It was double, had a double purpose. The first was to try to convince Panzer J that the person he needs to threaten, the faction he needs to threaten, is the Comintern, which works out great for the Allies with them making more money than all of us combined, have us trade even more IPP. It's very clever. They won't even trade enough IPP to invade a militia there in Normandy, but they're saying, oh, watch out for Russia. They're going to go down here and take an 8th point in Istanbul. But what Silk doesn't focus on is what he's got down here, which is he's got 2 attack transports and 1 regular transport, and he's got 5 fighters and 1 medium bomber that are all within range of Istanbul. He's coming from an air base in Lower Egypt, so he just goes 1, 2, 3, and he can make it back and land. These guys, once I declare war on Istanbul, these guys can just fly 1, 2 to Istanbul. So I go into Istanbul, according to Silk's logic, I go into Istanbul with 8 infantry, light armor, and a couple planes. He's got a fortifications, so you figure one of those 2 first strikes will hit. He's got an anti-aircraft artillery, so if I do bring in airborne infantry, then the most likely outcome is that he gets an aircraft hit, and he was hoping for 2. And then he's got 4 infantry at 6, so that's another 2 hits. If I don't clear those 5 units out on the first round, he gets another crack at me. He's in a city, I can't surround him. So basically, I'm thinking maybe I take Istanbul with 5 infantry, and then he comes in with 5 fighters, a medium bomber, and 6 land units. That's on the British turn. Then he follows on with this French transport here, and the 3 French fighters, which are located there in Lower Egypt. Sorry about that. So these 3 French fighters go and land in Istanbul. So it's very. I don't think it was. I don't think it was honest. I think it was very misleading that Russia would have 8 points. I don't see how I can get to 8 as he predicted. He said at the end of 18. I would be at 8, most likely, I think was the phrase that he used. So I hope the Axis do not come for me, because I'm also getting pressured down here. What Silk can do is he can take that air transport that's in Maharashtra and fly 2 spaces and pick up that airborne infantry that's in northern Iran. And this turn he can't take over Stalingrad because he doesn't have a landing point. But what he could do is fly his 5 aircraft and medium bomber to northern Iran if I don't go into Istanbul, which I can't. And then those aircraft can go 1, 2, 3 to Stalingrad next turn. So I really think that I'm in big trouble. I think the Allies are poised in a position to have multiple paths to get to 8, maybe even 9 victory points. All right, enough babbling. On to combat movement. So, from northern Belarusia, 1 infantry will move to Latvia. That's not worth anything. From northern Belarusia, 1 militia will move to southern Belarusia. That is worth 1. So Germany will go down 1 and USSR will go up 1. I have Germany at 48 and USSR at 56. Next, from Western Russia, 1 militia and 2 infantry will go into Smolensk. So I have USSR going up to 57 and Germany dropping to 47. From Kaluga Oblast, 1 advanced mechanized infantry will go 1-2 into southern Belarusia. From Orel Kursk, 1 militia. Chip that guy out just a second. All these guys from Orel, almost all the guys from Orel Kursk will be moving into southern Belarusia. So we'll have 1 militia, 2 motorized, 6 advanced mechanized infantry, 4 T-34s, 2 advanced artillery, and 1 Katyushka rocket will go into southern Belarusia. That's all from Orel Kursk. Let's see how I can do this and keep it somewhat tidy for the end of turn summary. Here we go. Okay. Now I think we've got some moves from Warsaw. So from Warsaw, 1 infantry will move to Lubelski. Again, I don't think that's worth anything. Nope. From Warsaw, 1 infantry will move to West Poland. That's worth 1. And from Warsaw, 1 infantry will move to Donoslawski, which is not worth anything. So the Soviets go up to 58. Germany drops to 46. I feel like there was one other. Oh yeah. I do have one other place. From Orel or Western Ukraine, 1 air transport picks up an airborne infantry, flies 1 to southern Belarusia, 2 to Podlachia, and 3 to Lithuania. That has Germany drop to 45, and USSR goes up to 59. All right, so those are all of my combat moves. Non-combat movement. Up there in C-Zone A13, my submarine will move over to A14. From Helsinki, 1 of these infantry will move up to southern Finland. I believe that puts me up to 4 infantry there in southern Finland. From Viipuri province, 1 anti-aircraft artillery moves to southern Finland. From Leningrad, 1 naval transport will leave port carrying 2 infantry, drop off those 2 infantry in southern Finland, bringing me up to 6 infantry there. And go back in port in Leningrad. From Leningrad, I'm going to have 3 destroyers come out of port here. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to move this down a little bit so we get Central Romania on display. Oh, I still have some Western Russia moves. Is that viewable? Nope. Sorry, guys. Let me go back up here. I forgot to do my Western Russia moves up there. From Western Russia, 2 infantry will move up to Karelia. From Western Russia, 2 militia and 3 infantry will go into Leningrad. So that'll bring me up to 3 militia there and 3 infantry, and then I've got the 2 fighters. Then from Western Russia, I've got 8 infantry moving into northern Belarusia. And from Western Russia, I've got 3 militia moving down into Moscow. Last turn I made maximum effort and did the risky thing of leaving Moscow completely empty. One viewer chided me, and I have to own it. That was risky. Never good to leave your capital empty. Bad habit. Okay, so I think that's all my Western Russia moves. I've got a little move down here, Orel Kursk. I've got to send to advanced mechanized down there to Stalingrad. Okay. And then we'll strategic rail move the major factory in Orel Kursk to Stalingrad. That's why I only got 3 tech rolls this turn. Okay, let's go back here to Warsaw. I've got some non-combat moves in Warsaw. From Warsaw, 3 motorized infantry, 16 advanced mechanized infantry, and 3 anti-aircraft artillery will all move to central Romania. 16 advanced mechanized, 3 motorized, and then the 3 anti-aircraft artillery. Okay. Whoops, I've got them in Bessarabia. They're actually here in Romania. Okay. From Warsaw, 3 advanced artillery will move back to East Poland. From Western Ukraine, 1 advanced mechanized infantry will move to East Poland. From Western Ukraine, 2 T-34s and 2 Katushka rocket artillery will move into Warsaw. Let's chip out that 1 Katushka rocket. So I've got 2 T-34s and 3 Katushkas in Warsaw, along with 16 infantry. All right. That air transport landed there in Western Ukraine after dropping off in Latvia. The tactical and jet will fly from Western Ukraine to central Romania. All right. And then from central Romania, 4 infantry will move down to join Bulgaria. Okay. I've got one more non-combat move. I'm going to try to shore up Stalingrad a little bit more. From Novosibirsk, 1 jet fighter flies to Stalingrad. Okay, placement of units. I'm going to put 1 militia in Stalingrad. So we'll do that while it's on camera. Up in Helsinki, I will place 1 militia, and I will begin construction of a fortification. In Leningrad, I will place 1 anti-aircraft artillery. In Warsaw, I will place a militia. In central Romania, I already have a militia there. I will upgrade a militia to an infantry and then replace the militia. So essentially I'll just add an infantry to central Romania. Plus, I have a minor factory there. Whoops, sorry, that's not on camera. You can just barely see the minor factory there. I have a minor factory there, and I'm going to build 2 infantry there So the net impact of that will be 3 infantry, the militia upgrade, plus the 2 infantry that I purchased. In Western Ukraine, I'm going to get 1 airborne infantry and 2 Katushka rocket artillery and 2 T-34s. So the 5 units I'm building there in Western Ukraine, airborne, 2 T-34s, and 2 Katushkas. All right. And then in Kyiv, I will build 1 infantry. Now I have 3 rail to place. 2 of them are normal, and 1 of them is mountainous. So the mountainous one is going to be on the border of East Poland and Romania. And the 2 normals is on the border of Central Romania and Bulgaria is one, and on the border of Warsaw and East Poland is the other one. Okay, those are the placement of all my units. Let's do our tech and Spanish Republican recruitment role. Okay, PPE generated 7 for radar, which is a success, a 10 for long-range aircraft, which is a success, and a 5 for improved logistics, which is a failure. That's the one I was hoping for, but I didn't get it. So I believe I'm at stage 2 for radar, stage 3 for long range. I remain at stage 3 for logistics, and I did succeed with the Spanish Republican recruitment role. I'm going to place 2 militia. I think I'm just about to die. So I'll put 2 militia there. Collect income. The Soviets are at 59 IPP plus 3 for bonus income for the 3 cities. So that brings me up to 62. Alrighty. Let's do disposition of forces. We'll do Spain because I don't know how much longer Spain has. I've got 2 militia, 8 infantry, 1 mountain infantry, 1 artillery, 1 fighter, 1 medium bomber, 1 heavy cruiser in port. You know what? I'm going to add to my non-combat, throw a bone to my good friend Panzer J, and put this in port. I'm going to try to go down fighting in Spain, but if it falls, I would rather see this destroyer have a 25% chance of going Axis. Okay, so that's disposition of Spain. Let's look up there in Finland. Okay. In southern Finland, I've got 6 infantry and anti-aircraft artillery. In Helsinki, I got 1 militia, 2 infantry, and I've begun construction of a fortification. In C-Zone A14, I have 3 destroyers, a sub, and a coastal submarine. In Leningrad, I've got 3 militia, 3 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 2 fighters. Okay, that's good. In Karelia, I have 2 infantry. In northern Belarusia, 8 infantry. In Smolensk, 1 militia, 2 infantry. In Moscow, 3 militia. In southern Belarusia, 2 militia, 2 motorized infantry, 7 advanced mechanized infantry, 4 T-34s, 2 advanced artillery, 1 Katyusha rocket artillery. I'm calling an audible. There's one thing I wanted to do, and that's bring one of my Katyushas to central Romania. Let's change that. Okay, so instead of 3 in Warsaw, I'm going to have 2 in Warsaw and 1 in central Romania. All right, sorry about that. I think we were just finishing southern Belarusia. So in Lithuania, or in Latvia, 1 infantry. In Lithuania, 1 airborne infantry. In northern Belarusia, 8 infantry. In Lubelski, 1 infantry. In West Poland, 1 infantry. In Donolaski, 1 infantry. In East Poland, 1 advanced mechanized infantry and 3 are advanced artillery. In Warsaw, 16 infantry, 1 militia, 2 T-34s, and 2 Katyusha rocket artillery. In Western Ukraine, 1 airborne infantry, 1 air transport, 2 T-34s, 2 Katyusha rocket artillery. In Kyiv, 1 infantry. In central Romania, 1 militia, 3 infantry, 3 motorized infantry, 16 advanced mechanized infantry, 1 Katyusha rocket artillery, 3 anti-aircraft artillery. In Bulgaria, 12 infantry and 1 light armor. In Crimea, 2 infantry, 2 militia. In Stalingrad, 1 militia, 2 advanced mechanized infantry, 1 jet fighter. In Transcaucasia, 6 militia, 1 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery. In the Caspian Sea, or in M12, 1 torpedo boat destroyer on escort duty. In Novosibirsk, 3 militia, 3 infantry. In central Romania, 1 militia, 5 infantry. I'm going to move 1 infantry from Amur to Chita. So in Chita, 1 infantry. In Amur, 3 militia. In Primorsky Krai, 3 militia. Okay. Next up is Boston Bruce with turn 18.4, Japan.